All right, it is the legend himself, Diego Sanchez, who is getting ready for his bare knuckle debut on February 17th in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Diego, man, I know how much you love a good scrap, but this is something new for you. So give me the feeling right now ahead of this big fight.
Yeah, no, it's a completely different feeling. And doing all those years of mixed martial arts, it's the same thing, and it's repetitious. And so to step into the bare knuckle fighting championship arena, it's just it's fresh, it's new, and yeah, and it has that feel like back when I went to the Ultimate Fighter when people were just calling it human cockfighting, and people were like, no, no, don't do this, Diego, just go to college. You're gonna don't no, no, not that damn UFC stuff. And so I feel like bare knuckles a new sport, and it's evolving, adapting, and I'm just excited to be a part of that evolution because a lot of these guys are brawlers. And then you have some guys that are boxers. Then you guys got the MMA fighters that understand how to fight with the open hand a little better than the guys who fought with pillows on their hands their whole career. So it's just new and it's fun and it's fresh. And out here in Albuquerque, that's the way that we were fighting way before UFC ever started. Johnny Tapia was throwing hands in the streets with no gloves way before he threw the boxing gloves on. And New Mexicans are fighters, and that's why I connected with Dave Feldman back in 2019. And when I saw this sport, I saw the clinch. You could fight actively in the clinch, and I just saw a great exit strategy for me from the UFC, and Dave was all about it. Flew me out to Philadelphia. We had talks. We built contracts, and I ended up re-signing with UFC when baited with the hometown fight. They gave me the hometown fight. I was like, I gotta bring out UFC back to Albuquerque again. I gotta bring the only two times that UFC ever came to Albuquerque was because of me. All right, I'm gonna do it. And of course, that dream of finishing on top of the UFC and making it out the golden doorway. But it didn't turn out like that, and now here we are. It's been 3 years, and I fought my last fight with Kevin Lee in Eagle FC, and that was a great showing. Even though I lost, I did do a lot of damage. It was a close fight. It was a very close fight. He got some points for them takedowns. Habib, they gave good points for those takedowns when you're, a Dagestani corporation. So, yeah, no, I'm just super thrilled and excited about this. And we couldn't really find the right opponent. We were looking for the right opponent, and Dave's like, I want to take care of you, Diego. I want to pay you right, but man, we got to get. It has to be another legend. It has to be another something that's gonna sell, something that's gonna create a stir. And so yeah, I was like, man, well, let's get Nick Diaz out of retirement. Let's do that fight. And he's still under contract with UFC, not a doable option. But we were just looking and looking, and then they were like, well, what about Austin? And I'm like, I know Austin. We're pretty close, like friends. We're both New Mexicans. Well, he's actually Texas. He's actually from Texas. He's a Texan. He was born in El Paso, Texas, and represented Las Cruces, New Mexico. But no, man, we this guy, he's a boxer, and I have the feeling that he has some crazy idea in his head that he could just take off the boxing gloves, step into BKFC and box me with just no gloves. You know what I mean? Like, still use the same style, still use this. Just like, dude, how are you gonna try to use the Philly shell and fight me with the Philly shell? Dude, I'll freaking hit you right on your arm while you're trying to block it with your shoulder. I'll dead your shoulder, dude. Like, I'll hit you in the freaking arms, bro. Like, and what are you gonna just stand there and flick the jab? Dude, I'm coming in with bones. Bones are coming at your face, dude. Like, you gotta have a whole nother level of defense. You gotta know how to move. You gotta know how to interpretate and understand what kind of area you're coming into. This is not UFC. This is not boxing. This is a new space. And I've been breaking this shit down for 3 years trying to figure out how I could be successful in this new space, how I can take the gloves off but not leave them in the octagon. And I always felt like I was born for bare knuckle fighting championship because I'm got that strong wrestling base. I'm a state champion wrestler. I know how to fight on the inside from my wrestling base. I know how to switch and change and grab and move and I'm aggressive and these 2 minute rounds are perfect for me. I'm like 2 minute rounds for Diego Sanchez, man. Come on, that's what I'm all about. I'm gonna sprint through these rounds. I'm gonna be aggressive. I'm gonna attack. I'm gonna keep pressure, and I'm gonna be victorious. And so that's what strategy I'm going in there is. I'm gonna be the more active fighter. I'm gonna go in there. I'm gonna get in his face, and it's not gonna be because you go watch his fights, and they're all like they stand in front of each other and they like measure each other and they flick the jab, and then like they barely do combinations here and there. This is not you can't do that shit in BKFC. You're gonna get hurt, and that's what's gonna happen February 17th. Is Austin Trout's gonna have a real rude awakening, and I think he might have underestimated me, thinking that I'm getting old and I'm on my way out. Even though I know that the window of time of my fight career is closing, I know that through hard work and discipline and just doing what you got to do, being up on that mountain, running the mountain like I was this morning, in the hot yoga, in the boxing gym tonight, again, it's like it's consistency. It's that hard work and that consistency that you have to put into to get it done.
It's amazing. I love everything you're saying, Diego, because one thing you talk about, this is not traditional boxing, right? And we saw that with Artem Lobov and Paulie Malignaggi, right? Paulie
Absolutely.
Malignaggi in a
That
straight
was a
boxing
blueprint.
match would win that fight, but Artem showed that it's a different sport. And the other thing I love hearing, Diego, is I think a lot of people thought you just kind of came to this decision like, hey, I'm going to be in BKFC because maybe there weren't other offers on the table, or maybe there were. But this sounds like this is something you've been planning,
Oh yeah, no,
strategizing,
no.
and preparing yourself for.
This is completely strategized back to 2019 when I was still signed with UFC. I've been planning this the whole time because I felt that I fit perfect in. I felt that, and also I've been scrutinized on my striking my entire career. I've always been known as a wrestler, grappler, and those were my strengths. I could wrestle and I could grapple, and I had great conditioning, and I was tough as a nails. And so those were my attributes that people like to credit me for. And but that was smart on my part. I went the first 19 fights of my career. I maybe took like 20 punches. I didn't take a lot of punches. I was taking people down and beating their asses and being victorious. And so I think that that was a smart thing on my play. But at the same time, I don't want people to think that I can't strike. I want to close my legacy and the chapter of my book with the striking. I want people to say, "Hey, man, dude, that dude did do it. He evolved. He learned. He became a tactical striker. He knows how to use his vision. He knows how to use his footwork. He knows how to move. This guy is actually really skilled, and I want to do that for the people that want to come to me to learn later down the road when I'm teaching, because I'm going to be a great teacher too. I love to teach, and I didn't learn all this shit not to just store it up in my mind and not share it. It is to be given to the next generation. All the pain, all the suffering, everything I went through to learn the lessons that I did, that's going to be given to the next generation of fighters, when the ones that come to me. But I want them, men and women, to believe and know that their trainer is a legit ass striker. Like, dude, he freaking went in there. He went in there with everybody, and he banged it. He banged it. He banged it, and then at the end of the career, he got better, and he got better, and he got better, and he ended on a high note. And so that's what I'm trying to do. That's why I called for this fight with Austin Trout, because he's up there, man. He's got the credentials, and even he got the credentials so much that people were like acting like if this was gonna be Rocky versus Apollo Creed. And I'm like, y'all just don't understand. Y'all just don't get it. This is not the same sport as boxing at all. The circumference area of the fist is half the size. That means the shots get in even if you try to block it. Like, and I can grab you in the back of your neck. Come on. Like, I don't think Austin's ever had the back of his neck grabbed the way I'm gonna grab it. You know what I mean? And can he learn how to defend that in a month? Can he learn? Like, Dude, that took me freaking 18 years to learn that shit. Like, no, this is not easy stuff to learn. And plus, I know how boxers are. They do their training. They do boxing training. They go, we jump the rope, we hit the bags, we maybe do some mitts, we maybe do some abs, and maybe do some neck, um, and then spar 2 or 3 times a week. And that's boxing training for you. So yeah, I know that's what he's doing, and he's training in Houston. So I don't know, man. I feel like I have a lot of advantages going into this fight. I'm training here at the high altitude of Albuquerque, and I guess Austin must be a real Texan because He's doing his camp in Texas, and he knows better. He knows about this altitude, and it ain't no joke out here. You get tired, and this training camp has been tough for me, man. This training camp has been tough for me, and I wanted to fight at 175, and so Austin no higher than 165, he said. So I'm making the extra effort. I'm putting in the extra discipline and the diet, the everything to make this weight. And like I did for I came in 3 pounds under when I fought Kevin Lee. So I know mentally in my subconscious mind, I know that I can make this weight again, and I'm putting in the work. I'm doing everything that I got to do, and I'm just looking to go out there and show out for Albuquerque because these are my fans. This is my family. This is where my bloodlines go back. To 1610. This is where my people been. This is my land, and I'm just excited about it, man. It's a great opportunity. It's a great opportunity to work with Dave Feldman and the BKFC organization because they're awesome. They help us out, and they give us ways to make more money. You could sell tickets off a link. You could sell the app. There's just different things that they weren't doing in the UFC to just help you little. You want to hustle. Of course, especially the guys that aren't making the big paydays too. The ones that are making the 5 and 5, 10 and 10. Let them hustle, man. Let them make some money on the side. You know what I mean? And so I think that's cool. And I just love working with this company. They love working with me. I see a future in the company, even if I don't know there's this fight. After this fight, I would love the Nate Diaz or Nick Diaz fight. That would be the ultimate big money fight for me with the Diaz army and the people and the following and the gangster shit. You know what I mean? Gangster shit. The real gangsters take the gloves off, homie. There ain't no gloves in the streets, Nick and Nate. So I know you want to make your money, so it's all good. I ain't gonna try to get disrespectful or anything because I know that they just making money, doing it like all of us, making our money as warriors in this sport. And there's fine lines. You gotta do what you gotta do. But yeah, no, we'll see. There's some other fights. Like look at Mike Perry. I wouldn't be opposed to fighting Mike Perry because he's one of the biggest. I would say the biggest name in BKFC right now, in my opinion, would be Perry, just coming from UFC. But there's some other guys, and there's always going to be opportunities for legends of MMA to come in there. We were considering the the Gilbert Melendez fight and the rematch because me and him put on such a great fight, and the rematch bare knuckle would be good, But hey, these people at BKFC, they ain't messing around, man. They got computers, bro. This is 2023. They got computers, they got algorithms, and the algorithm came back that Gilbert is only known, I guess, 2 people out of 20 people know Gilbert. So like the computers said no to that fight for the money that Gilbert wanted. And so, all right, it is what it is. And so, you know, they're doing their thing. They're running analytics. This is a smart company. They got Triller. They got a lot of good people behind them, and they're gonna be successful. And that's why they're continuing to be successful right now. And I'm super thrilled to be the co-main event of the biggest event of the year.
I love it, man. You're throwing out some big names there. So, Diego, I know you've seen it, so I do want to ask you to address it because you've seen people, and it comes from a good place because they love you and you're a beloved legend that were scared about your health and safety and said, "Oh, Diego, please don't do this." And I know that you've kind of said, "Hey, man, I appreciate what you're saying, but I'm totally good." So, I guess how would you address those people that are like, "I love Diego Sanchez, but I don't know if I can tune into this because I don't know if I
Or
support
they're
it." How
like,
would you
no,
address
they're
them?
more like, oh, you don't know us nothing. You don't know us nothing, legend. You did it. You gave us everything you needed to get. I'm doing this because I have a passion still. I have a love for the sport. I love to compete, and in my training, I am the healthiest and best version of myself. And so, to all those people that worry about me, don't worry about me because, you got enough to worry about, and that's yourself. You know, I'm not over here telling you, hey man, you need to get your life right with the Lord. You need to stop eating this. You need to stop doing that. You need to stop being an alcoholic. You need to, like there's these people got their own issues. So worry about your own issues, and I'll worry about mine. I'm still here fighting for my family, fighting for my legacy, fighting for my city, fighting for my redemption. Because as everybody knows, I had a wild end to my UFC career, and I'm still in redemption mode. I thought that the Kevin Lee fight, fighting a 38-year-old phenom Kevin Lee at the age of 39, would have been enough. But there is still a lot of doubters and haters out there that truly pretend to be fake love because it's not real love. Because if they love me, they would be supporting me and saying, "Hey, Diego, do your best, man. Train hard. Do your thing, man. I believe in you. You got this." So it's just haters. And if you don't got haters, you ain't doing anything right, man. We know that. That's history. And I still got my haters, so I'm still doing something right. And as far as my health goes, man, I don't even got a gray head in my body. I feel great. And I'm putting in a lot of hard work for this fight because I know I have to. I know I have to suffer more if I want to win, if I want to be victorious. I got to do more than Austin right now. I got to let Austin do those little bitch ass boxing training sessions. And I'm going to do those too. And I'm going to do the mountain too. And I'm doing my hot yoga too. And I'm doing the extra, and I'm on my diet game, and I'm on my supplement game, and I'm on top of all my shit because I'm gonna be victorious, and this is gonna be a real statement for my striking legacy to beat a what was it, WBO or WBA? I don't know which one it was, but a WBO champion. He beat Miguel Cotto. He went 12 rounds with Canelo Alvarez. Y'all love your Canelo. You'll love you Canelos. So I'm trying to put some respect on my name because what else do we got, man? You got to have your respect, and I'm earning my respect like a man. And people will say, "Hey, you already earned our respect. You already earned our respect." Well, then don't say that I can't strike, because I'm gonna go show everybody on February 17th that I have adapted, that I have evolved, and you never know. There might be one last retirement UFC fight for me. You know, this is something that could happen. Me and Dana, we're cool again. Me and Dana, we talk again. I'm gonna try to get out there March 4th to go support Johnny Bones' career. So we'll see what happens, man. You never know. There might just be one last retirement fight for me. I don't know. Yeah, I'm not gonna close all the doors to it, but right now it's BKFC. I love working with this company, and I love being able to give my fans just something. I got to give the fans one more. Give them one more. Give them one more. I know that I'm 41. I just turned 41, so I know that I don't know how long it's gonna go. I don't know how long I'm gonna want to do this for. But as for right now, I still want to do it, and I still love it. I still have passion, and I'm still very, very grateful to myself and to God that I still can do it. And so that's where I'm at mentally, physically, spiritually, man. I've given my life to the Lord, man. I went through hell with Fabia, and man, I lost a lot. I lost a lot of finances, a lot of respect, a lost of time, money, and energy. And I'm still rebuilding, man, and I'm rebuilding myself, man. And God's doing a good job helping me, having my back, and this is where we're at right now.
I love it, man. Well, like I told you before your last fight, man, I'm so happy to see you in a better place than you were during those dark times. It's so great to see you back, Diego. Every time I talk to you, I get fired up, man. We're so excited
Oh
to see you
man, dude,
back.
I'm telling you, man, I'm telling you, brother, I couldn't have done it, man, without my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, man. He's real. He did it for me. He saved me from some demons, man. He could save you from some demons too. You just gotta have faith and believe in Him, man. So I'm stepping out. I'm not gonna be shy about my faith anymore because You know, and I'm like the Tim McGraw song. I'm on the next 40 years, man. I did those first 40 years wild and extreme, and now I'm on these next 40 years where I'm gonna be wise, intelligent, and make great decisions for me, my family, and myself.
I love it. That's why you're a legend, Diego Sanchez. Not just because of what you do in the cage, but the way you carry yourself outside of it. Man, I'm so honored to talk to you every time. I'm excited to see you on February 17th. If you can't be there in Albuquerque, New Mexico, make sure you tune in on the BKFC app. $4.99 a month. I mean, come on, you can't get a better deal than that.
Can't
And
get a
watch
better deal
Diego
than that.
Sanchez do work.
Amen. You guys have a good one. Follow me. Follow me. Follow me. It's gonna be a good show.